Co-High Tech, turning science into business.
Hello, my name is Anna. I'm from the Tech for SUS team, and we're going to talk about the technology to produce adipic acid in high purity. We're going to address some of the problems, technology, the competition, and also our team. In terms of adipic acid is a high-value commodity that is the base for most of the known chemicals that in nowadays are essential, like nylon and polymers. Most of our daily living needs, about 80% or 90% comes from nylon and polymers. So it's a very big market with a lot of needs. It's such a big need that even in today's market, we are doing about 4.5% growth per year. In the current processes right now, there is some problems that need to be addressed very urgently. For example, the low yield, the several byproducts that are formed that need to be separated, the greenhouse emissions, which is very serious and leads to high taxes due to pollution, and production restrictions, because the environment gets some new regulations all around the world, which makes very important for us to change some of the methods. In terms of Tech for SUS technology, it's the technology that will make these current processes obsolete. Why? Because you're able to produce the adipic acid that is so necessary with no environmental taxes, no restriction in production, with no emissions, and with very high yield and purity. So we are able to respond to some of the big distresses right now from the market. And it is patent protected. In terms of market, 85% of the adipic acid formed so far, it is made for the production of nylon. And most of the companies, about eight companies, make most of the 1/3 of the market. So it's a very high market, very demanding. And what we want in terms of competition, what we assessed was that main competitors are the ones that produce adipic acid in large scales. And most of them use the old processes with all the problems and all the taxes and all the emission and regulatory problems that makes it a very high problem in our days in terms of industry and in terms of economy. So in our time, what we want is, with our technology, there will be an increase in regulatory pressure, because most of the big companies right now use this old process. So there will be competition because we can address the problem and solve it with our own means. So what we want today is, with our team, show you that we are able to produce more. Our team is myself, my colleague Luisa, the management student Fabiano, and our mentors Fernando and Felipe. And for our value proposition, what we want is to address a new technology that changes the way of doing the production and can decrease some of, or diminish some of the problems that exist today, and that for Tech for SUS can make a breakthrough process that can make a clean technology efficient with no problems regarding the taxes and environmental and regulatory problems that exist right now. And unlike the process that is maintained for most companies that have lots of problems due to greenhouse potent gases and due to some problems with the environment, we can produce a valuable and appealing difference. So thank you for your time.
Thank you for the presentation. It was surprising for me, because when I read the abstract, I got some lots of doubts. Now all of them were addressed and well addressed. My question is, I didn't understand what is your product.
Our product is adipic acid. We're able to produce it using a new technology that makes the adipic acid without the problems of the two steps the lots of byproducts and at the same time the
Yes,
emission
I understood
problem.
that, but the question is, what you intend is to make a plant production for adipic acid or to license or to sell the way to produce it? This is the question, major
Okay.
question, because this is a very huge market. This is a very huge market, like you showed. And my intention is to understand you dominated the technology, you are protected.
Yes.
And then what we want is to produce a plant for adipic acid production or to sell the technology.
We would like first some scaling up and then licensing the process to other companies also.
To other companies.
To other companies in another way. So we would like to do licensing.
Okay, the production costs are all covered. All covered regarding the actual cost of production.
Yes.
They are.
They are already assessed.
And
Yes.
they are assessed, and you have a reduction of.
About 50 to 70%, depending on the type of purity.
Okay. Plus the environmental impact
Of course.
savings and so on.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. For me, it's okay. It's clear. Sorry.
No problem. Thank you for the presentation. Tell me, if I am adipic acid manufacturer, do I have to change anything on my plant, or can I just start producing this adipic acid through your process?
Some initial changes would have to be done. Some simplification would be more efficient. And when we talk about our costs being less than what is now obtained by, as you as a manufacturer, it takes in account any of the changes, simplifications in our case that we need to do. And those are, in terms of quantifying, you don't need to change the structure of the plant because it starts from the same raw materials as used by the industry today.
Okay. You mentioned that you have also an adipic acid that has an high purity.
Yeah.
How do you compare it with the prior art? Is it higher than the purity that is already?
Yes.
Yeah.
The most known manufacturers for very high purity are Rhodia and BASF, and they start calling it high purity above 97%. We can go until 99.7 without a big difference in the costs.
So
We save time, man. So yes. 7.5. Awesome.